This will be a day long remembered. Now I am the master.
Welcome to another episode of Legends and Theories, and welcome to my review of Peacemaker Season 2, Episode 2, titled A Man Is Only As Good as His Bird. And honestly, it was another fun episode. Like, I'm sorry this is coming out on Saturday. I just really didn't have any. Well, I kind of forgot to record and had some other stuff to do. But, yeah, honestly, it was just a really solid episode. I generally do forget to record these because I watched them Thursday night, but immediately after I go on a call with some fellow Star Wars fans. So I really don't have time to record immediately after and genuinely forget on a Friday until later in the day. But yeah, honestly, really solid episode. I think that the fact that Chris is basically dealing with all this stuff and him essentially killing himself. Again, not really killing himself, but it's another version of him, which just makes things convoluted, but I think you understand what I mean. But yeah, honestly, it was just really interesting. I think that him having to deal with all this and him just kind of getting more and more depressed throughout this, seeing just so many bad things in his life that he wants to give up on it and wants to go and instead go in this other life where essentially everything is perfect and, well, he's dead, so he can just take over his other self's life. And it's gonna be interesting to see. I do think that it was interesting having those scenes from the Suicide Squad brought back in, fully confirming that, yeah, that film is essentially canon. There's probably some things that are changed around. I don't know, I feel like there's a good chance some things are changed around with Harley Quinn because of her and what ties to that original universe. I don't know if they'll still have Margot Robbie playing her, but I think the basics overall are going to be the same, and I don't think we'll be seeing any other Suicide Squad films since it does look like Waller's fully out of Argus, and I know she's getting her own show, but I'm not really sure what they're going to do with her in there, especially because of just how evil she is. But yeah, not just going into this, it was just a really interesting, enjoyable episode. Oh, and that little thing of Eagly was just really great to remind me of the absolute massacre that Eagly goes on, and shows why you shouldn't mess with Eagly and how absolutely vicious he is. It was honestly just a really great scene. And then just the scenes of them bonding was honestly really great. I think it is believable enough that Peacemaker is so discontent with his life that he'd want to go to a universe he sees as perfect. And obviously, we're going to see that it's not perfect in the next episodes. There's going to be probably some, like, you know, convoluted or like really like dark reason that he's not going to like this universe ultimately and want to return to his. That's probably the most likely way they could deal with it, but I think it'd be even more interesting if it's just a completely perfect universe to where basically like everything's perfect for him and he realizes that it's just not right for him because these aren't actually the people he cares about. This isn't his actual father. This isn't his brother, and Harcourt isn't his Harcourt. So while he is able to essentially have what he wants, he realizes that this really isn't the life he wants. I think that honestly, it would be probably the better way for them to go. I do have faith. I honestly have been really loving the DCU so far. Interesting that Rick Flag Sr. is the only character to appear in every project, but yeah, honestly, it's just really well, at least so far. And yeah, honestly, as I said, I just really enjoyed it. I think that it was such a great and solid episode. I think that really everything was it was super cool to see. I think that the new Argus agent, I mean, he's meant to be annoying. I mean, he's fun enough, but hmm, I mean, I mean, he's fine, but nothing super special. But yeah, honestly, I just really enjoyed this. I've been loving this series so far. They're doing such a great job, and there's also just like nice little moments where Vigilante is all disappointed by Peacemaker not inviting him to the, we'll say, big party last episode, and I think they're all still at half their game. Well, one last thing I have to say is Adebayo's X is a completely invalid argument because I think I and many other people could define her as clinically insane for wanting to return to Gotham. If you leave Gotham, you should never want to go back. Gotham is just one of the worst fictional places to live, and in most versions of the DC universe is the worst place to live. There are some times where there are some worse places. I think it was Hub City where the question is from. In certain continuities, the city is so bad that he literally just abandons it because it's a lost cause. And there are some cities that it's worse at certain moments, like Coast City and Reign of the Superman when it gets destroyed. But as an overall living experience, when I think pretty sure it's Hub City. I might be thinking of a different city, but I think that was the name. Well, unless that city specifically exists, then Gotham's definitely the worst place you could be living because of just how bad the crime is there. So yeah, that just argument falls apart completely. And hopefully I didn't forget anything because I just had my system kind of crash on me while I was recording those two parts. Thankfully, it saved the first like 7 minutes of audio on this because that would not have been fun to re-record this, especially since I'm doing this right before I'm going to bed. But yeah, honestly, it was overall really interesting, really fun. I cannot wait to see what they do with the rest of the season. And honestly, that's really all I have to say. I want to know what you think. Please let me know in the comments. And I'll see you on the next episode of Legends and Theories. Thank you for watching this episode of Legends and Theories. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, check out the video on screen, and may the Force be with you.